Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review today. I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new record from Rotting Christ, the Heretics, out February 15th on Season of Mist. This album has 10 tracks and it's 44 minutes in length. If you're going to sit down and create a record that it's all about religion, God, the war between evil and good, Rotting Christ did it and did it in spades. This is the record to be made. This is the sound to be had. These are the lyrics to put forward. If those are the topics of conversation, this album has it all. They really hit the nail on the head as far as this record is concerned. The lyrics of this album are really cool. They really come to life with the music around them. The lyrics are almost like a person on life support while the music is the machine that pumps life into that body. That's how this record feels. There's a symbiosis between the lyrics and the music that really works well, that really creates an album that really has a distinct style, sound, and there's a lot of creativity with this record. This album, if you're going to describe it in 3 words, I would definitely use heavy, melodic, and atmospheric. Those are the best 3 words to describe the overall sound of this record. I really felt that these guys were very creative in their approach to each single track. In some tracks, they created a very specific intro to each track, and in some of them, they gave it a specific outro. Every track had something new, had something unique to it, either the way it started or the way it finished. In some cases, they added on both ends of the songs. Really cool, really different, a really different approach to putting a record together, but really cool nevertheless, and I really like it. It added something to the record. I felt that it added atmosphere, it added life, it added a sense of purpose to the songs, to the lyrics. I like that. I really like the fact that they introduced these intros and these outros to the songs to really bring the song to life, to really make the song feel bigger than what it was, to really bring the song to the forefront and enhance all the little things that are important about that specific track, specifically on the lyrics side. Like that a lot. I really enjoyed it. Now, 3 items that I really want to mention to you guys about this record that I feel that have to be mentioned are the drums, the vocals, and the guitars. All 3 also connect well with the 3 key words that I mentioned before: heavy, melodic, and atmospheric. I'm going to start with the heavy, and I have to start with the drums. To me, the drums and heavy, they kind of go hand in hand. I really like the drum tracks on this album. I really like what they did with the drums. I like how much heaviness they gave to the songs. In certain songs, they were the pure element of heaviness on the track, and in certain songs, they were there to create a sense of momentum. They really built the tempos of the songs from the drum tracks. I really like it. I like how the drums sounded. I like how they were used, how they alternated heavier moments with more melodic moments, if you will. I like what they did with the tracks around the drums on this album. That it was just really well done, and how they used them and not overuse them into a point where they would overshadow the rest of the work and they would overshadow the other instruments. The drums on this track are super, super heavy. If you're a fan of drumming and of the sound that it comes from it, the heaviness that it comes from it, this record is for you because it has it in spades. It really built around that. The record is really built around those 3 key points. One of them that I'm talking about right now being the drums. It really builds around it, and it builds the momentum of each song around the drum tracks. The second one, the melodic aspect, I have to go with the guitars. That to me is another element that really plays a key factor, a key role on this record. I really like the melodies that the guitars brought to the songs. Really added a lot of melody, either with the riffs, with the melodies themselves, or with the guitar solos. The guitar work on this album was really specific and really well done because it enhanced not only the lyrics, the vocal performance, but it was a perfect companion to that drum tracks. The drums and the guitars really paired up well, and when one was heavy, the other one was more melodic, and then when one was more melodic, the other one was heavier. They kind of alternated at points. In some cases, they kind of merged together to create a sense of a runaway train of something extremely heavy and powerful, and that was good too. So they had different momentums. They really worked well depending on what the track called, depending on what the lyrics of the track were, depending on what the momentum of the track was, depending on what the band wanted to really put forward with a specific song. They really incorporated the drums and the guitars well, but overall, I really felt that the guitars were the main provider of melody on the record, either from the solos or from the riffs. It just had always a sense of melody coming from the guitar that just permeated throughout each single track. Last but not least, atmosphere, an atmospheric sound to the record that I mentioned before. And I think for the most part, there is a sense of atmosphere sometimes coming from the guitar melodies, of how melodic they are. They almost become atmospheric. For sure, this is the case as well on this record. But if you ask me what is the predominant key factor as far as an atmospheric sound is concerned for this record, I would have to say the vocals. The way the vocal tracks were used on this album really added atmosphere, added almost a cinematic vibe to the songs. They used, the harsh vocals, spoken word with clean vocals, chanting, humming, choir, almost like a church choir at times. All of these different styles that they used for their vocals were really important in bringing the songs to life, but also adding that atmosphere that the track really called. If you're creating a record that really revolves around religion, God, evil, the devil, you really need to create a soundtrack for those lyrics, for that message that you want to put forward. And by changing the vocal style, by incorporating different components vocally into the tracks, that's what they did. They created a record that had a lot of atmosphere, that had a sense of belonging there. The way they used the tracks in the right spot, either with the church choir, if the song was heavily about God and about church, they incorporated the church choir into it to give that sense of you actually being in the church while listening to that song. You can almost close your eyes at times and feel like you're in those places listening to those tracks. That's how atmospheric some tracks are and how encompassing they are. And I think this is only possible with the way they used their vocal tracks, either by using harsh vocals, clean vocals, spoken word, choirs, chanting, whatever the case might be. They used it all over the record, and that was key in order to create this whole sense of atmosphere, this whole sense of bringing the lyrics to life and making them feel like they belonged in the songs. There was just a symbiosis of all these elements coming together to create a record that really allows you to travel to wherever the band wanted you to go with each specific song. There's certain tracks that you really feel like you're in a church. That is how predominant that atmosphere is on that specific track. One of them being the one that I'm going to talk to you guys the first, which is In the Name of God, the first track on the album. And what a great way to start. It really has a church hymn choir sound to it. That's how it's introduced. I really like it. It stays throughout the record, throughout the track, and it really allows the song to come to life. It really allows the lyrics to really become even more meaningful. I like that. I like what it gave the song and how big it made the song feel. This song felt like it belonged in a big stage, that it was larger than life, that it was expanding like sound in light. It was just expanding throughout the listening experience. As you're listening to this track, you just feel like the song is just permeating through everywhere. It's just expanding itself and to fill all the gaps around you. It's just a big song, and that in part is due to how they use those vocal tracks, how they use those church hymns, those choirs. To me, that was really important. The drum track in this song is really heavy as well. It really sets that momentum. It really sets that song, and it really gives the song the life that it needs. It's really the lifeline of this song. This is a song that's heavy, melodic at times. The melody of the guitar really counterbalances the heaviness of the drums. The two of them really go together. But this song, to me, overall, really reflects perhaps the best that this album has to offer. This song encompasses all the elements you're going to get throughout the record. So to me, this was the perfect way to get the album started, because you start listening to this song and immediately you're captivated by the song. And then all the components you're going to get in this song, all the elements that I mentioned, the heaviness, the melodic, the atmospheric, all of these components are present in this song. This song showcases you what you're going to get throughout the rest of the album. Another song I want to mention to you guys is The Voice of the Universe. This song has a heavy start to it. Drums and guitars. There's just a very heavy, methodic, not fast, methodic start to the song that feels like it's building. It feels like it's building towards something, and it's building towards the chorus. This is a song that's a song of two worlds. You got the verses and the chorus. You got a more melodic, faster tempos in the chorus, and then you have a more methodic, heavy, slower parts in the verses. The spoken word and chanting choir, like, if you will, of the verses, it then alternates with the harsh vocals of the chorus. So you really have this struggle between good and evil within one song, that it's really divided into two worlds, the world of the verses and the world of the chorus. But the two just really merge well together, because the verses really feel like you're building towards something based on how heavy and methodic it is, and how the vocals are laid on that specific part of the track. And you feel like it's building towards the chorus, and when the chorus comes, it just comes with a lot of strength and power, and it's faster, so it gives the song a different momentum. So it's a song that comes in waves at you. I really like it. Last but not least, the new Messiah. This song is very different from the previous two. This is a more melodic track all around. It just has a different vibe from the previous two songs. This song has a lot more light in it than it does darkness. It includes a lot more melodic guitar riffs as well. That gives the song the sense of being a lot brighter, that a sense of welcoming light into the surrounding area that you're sitting in. It just feels like you open up a window and the sun is shining upon you. And that it comes from the guitar melody for sure. The guitar melody on this track is very melodic, and it gives a sense of brightness to the song. One thing I really liked about this song is that they used a vocal track with a voice in the background saying the word Messiah. I really like that, because you have the regular vocals on the track, and then you have this Messiah popping in and popping in frequently throughout the track. It really gives a different look, a different vibe, a different texture to the song. This is a song that in a live setting, I think it's really going to work well, because I can see the audience singing along and saying that Messiah during a live setting. So instead of using the track with the Messiah in the background, I can see the audience doing that for the band in a live setting. I really like that. It gave some darkness to a track that's extremely bright. A song that has a lot of beauty in it, it has a lot of melody in it, that has a lot of light in it, that really reflects also the lyrics of the track. So you have all of this light in it, but then when you add that voice there, that dark voice that says Messiah, you're really adding some darkness to a song that's absolutely full of brightness. Then you have a track that finishes with spoken word. Like I mentioned before at the start of the review, this album really offers different things with every single track. Either you have songs that have unique intros, or you have songs that have unique outros. This is one of those songs that has a unique outro with a spoken word at the end of the song to finish off the track. I really like how they went about creating this record. This to me is an absolute amazing masterpiece of a record. I really enjoyed it. It had so many cool components. It had darkness, it had brightness, it had melody, it had heaviness, it had atmospheric elements. It had the cool intros, it had the cool outros, it had spoken word, it had really cool quotes. It had a lot of different elements that really allowed this album to come to life. They really did a wonderful job creating a record that is a perfect combination of music and lyrics. The two are perfect, they go hand in hand, and they really enhance each other. This is it for me as far as Rotting Christ and the Heretics is concerned, out February 15 on Season of Mist. Let me know your thoughts on the band, your favorite songs, what did you think of the singles? I want to hear from you. Let your comments be heard in the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.